Welcome. You're with the Nasty Pastor, and I'm back with another chapter reading from Ramses, Volume 1, Series 1. And let me say this to you, you know what I mean? I should crown you for viewing. I should crown you for taking time out of your day to receive a message that I've chose myself to spread a message from our demiurge that is needed, not just in the black community, not just needed in a spiritual community, but the world needs this message. You feel what I'm saying? I don't care who you pray to. At the end of the day, who I pray to put the word in whom you pray to. You feel me? Put the word in whom you pray to. Chose that person to carry on a message that we sometimes take for granted. You feel what I'm saying? But with no, not a lot of jibber jabberish talk and stuff like that. Let's get into chapter 3 of Ramses, Volume 1, Series 1. And the title, the title of the book is The Son of Light. The prince handed over a carnelian bracelet. Will this cover it, I suppose? Wine or beer? Your best beer. How many? I'm not sure yet. I'll bring the jar when you're ready. You'll get the cups. Ramses realized he had no idea what things cost. He was probably being robbed. It was high time for him to leave school. He had been too sheltered from the outside world. Now you get that? Too sheltered from the outside world because he sit up in that castle, what would it be called? Pharaoh's house, Pharaoh's throne. And what do he pay for there? Nothing. You got what I'm saying? Nothing. Nothing at all. So to take this young man and put him into the public, you feel what I'm saying? He has no idea how things operate. You feel me? So I would say that the upbringing is exact. You feel what I'm saying? The upbringing is so exact that he should be able to rule, able to understand how things work in that economy that they're trying to keep moving. You feel what I'm saying? So my only I don't know if discrepancy would be the best word, but my only question, well, my only feeling of awe will be that when he had to go out here and kill this bull that he didn't execute all the way through. That would be my only thing. I would have wanted my child to execute all the way through. I wouldn't have wanted my child to come back, not have, killed that bull. Because, I really want the understanding that there are times you put in a situation, you have no choice. You feel me? You have no choice. And that's not where you flinch up. That's not where you walk away. You feel what I'm saying? You execute. You get me? Let's get through this. With watcher curled at his feet, he looked for new arrivals. Would any of his classmates make it? He weighed his bets, eliminating the overcautious and the career-minded, until his list was whittled down to 3 names. He knew the danger would not deter them. He smiled when Satar crossed the threshold, muscular and virile. Virile, with dark hair and skin. Satar was the son of a sailor and his Nubian wife. His unflagging energy, as well as his gifts for chemistry and plant lore, had singled him out in his village school. He had done just as well as the cap. Sitar, not a big talker, sat down slightly next to Ramses. They had barely exchanged greetings when they were joined by Amina. You hear the talks of the Nubians, right? You got what I'm saying? You This is what I love about reading about our ancestors, is that there should be dots that connect to other things. And if you're really following, if you're really paying attention, there is a book that I'm getting, that I'm going to get, about the Nubians. It's I say this, you know what I mean? I would not do this culture any justice if I do not read about the Nubians to the world. You feel what I'm saying? They played a big part in Africa also. They played a big part of understanding that that either at that time who sat on that throne was not of African descendant, or they just didn't rule accordingly for the whole land to prosper. You feel what I'm saying? For the whole land to prosper. In other words, you know what I mean? You take a selfish person, they're starving Lower Africa. You feel what I'm saying? They're starving them. They're overly taxing them. You get what I'm saying? So that brings upon a rebellion, a revolution. You feel me? So like I said, I will not do this culture any justice if I do not get that book and read about the Nubians to the world. So let's get into this. Let's finish this up. If I'm correct, you know what I mean, it will be one more read from out this chapter. Amina, slight and a bit sickly, was not cut out for sports or heavy lifting, but he was a tireless worker, sleeping only 3 or 4 hours a night. He was at the top of his class in hieroglyphics. He already knew more about literature than his teachers. The son of the plasterer, he was his family's pride and joy. I bribed the God with my dinner, he announced proudly. And let me say this, you see how they taught the hieroglyphics to you? That's the same as your ABCs. To be honest with you, that is the same as your ABCs, 1, 2, 3. You got what I'm saying? It's the same, and it has to be taught. It's a language that has to be taught to you. And that's nurturing your kids. You feel what I'm saying? That's nurturing your kids. If you know how to read and write, then you should always make sure that your kids know how to read and write. You get me? There are people out here that don't know how to read and write. There are people out here have never taught their kids how to read and write forever. What circumstances or issues it was, just didn't happen. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say that they're illiterate. I'm not going to say they're dumb. I'm not going to say that. You feel what I'm saying? Because there are people that are more smarter than you with all the degrees you have. There are more people smarter than you that don't know how to read, that don't know how to write, but they can comprehend and they can process, they can comprehend and process better than you. You feel me? Okay, where we at? He was on Ramses' short list. He had counted on Sitar to use force if necessary, and Amina to rely on his wits. The next arrival took him by surprise. He never would have expected pampered young Asha to take such a risk, the only son of the wealthy nobles. He felt the cap was just an obligatory rung on the ladder to a high government post. Slim and elegant, he had a long face with a thin mustache and often wore a haughty expression. Yet won people over with his smooth voice and sparkling intelligent eyes. He sat across from the trio of friends, surprised Ramses. I have to admit I am. Slumming with you sounded rather fun. Life has been dull lately. It won't be much fun if we're caught. Let me see how much more we got to go. Let's finish this page up, and we'll end this off. You know, this part of this chapter read, we'll end it off and resume another time. That adds a bit of spice to the evening. Is the gang all here? Not yet. Your best friend wouldn't let you down, would he, old fella? He'll be here, of course. Asha called for the beer, but Ramses, his throat tight with anxiety and disappointment, could not touch a drop. Could he have been so badly mistaken? Here he is, cried Aminah, tall, broad-shouldered, with long, thick hair and a beard outlining his jaw. Moses looked much older than his 15 years. The descendant of several generations of Hebrew laborers, as strong as Ramses physically. Moses had such remarkable intellectual gifts that he was singled out for the cap as a very young child. We're going to end that right there. And I'm going to just say this to you, you know what I mean? You know, holding that throne, becoming an heir to that throne is, first is priceless. Next is hard work, you know, and just trying to prove yourself that you can rule. You can keep the economy moving. You can bring peace within the land. And if there's not peace within the land, that you could win a battle or you could win a war. You know, it's a lot when you hold the crown. You feel what I'm saying? And that statement that the head is the crown. The crown is as heavy as the head that hold it. I believe that's how it go. You know what I mean? It's something. You know what I mean? Because you have to, you know, not so much cater to people, but you have to make things right. You have to make things just. You have to make things, you know, balanced. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, break down your household. You feel what I'm saying? Break down your household. There should be a king. There should be a queen. And if you have babies, you have heirs. Break down your household. Explain to your kids straight up, and you know, straight up. You know what I mean? How you feel. This is my castle. This is my serenity. This is my peace. Maybe they would adopt these things in their lives and realize, you know what I mean? Let's keep peace here. You feel what I'm saying? I used to tell my oldest son-in-law, you know what I mean? You don't let your friends come in here and mess nothing up. You feel what I'm saying? Nothing up. You don't let them mess nothing up in your life. Forget the fact that there are things in this home that belong to me and your mom, but you don't let them mess up nothing in your life. If you're going to mess it up, if it's going to be messed up, you mess it up. You understand what I'm saying? You mess it up. I'm not going to let you come into my home and disrupt my feng shui. You feel what I'm saying? Feng shui, my peace. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm going to mess the peace up, it's going to be because I did that. You feel what I'm saying? I did that. You got me? In other words, I ain't allowing you to come in here and mess my peace up. Anyway, you've been with the nasty pastor. This has been another chapter read from Ramses, Series 1, Volume 1, Chapter 3. I'm out, and I love you.